All right. So I'm going to make sure that this one is a a short stream, as short as possible. Um, every now and again, certain things tend to, stick out, and people happen to say certain things when it deals with, certain people. And the only reason I'm really pointing this out is due to the fact that far too often, um, I've heard, people try to refer to Russell Wilson as a cornball. They want to refer to this man as lame. They want to say that he's a simp and all this other type of stuff. And, they pretty much want to put this man at the lowest of the lowest. And I'm talking about people in general, right? They want to put him at the lowest of the lowest. And then they want to put themselves, at top to basically show that they are not a Russell, that they are not quote unquote a simp, that they're not lame and they're not this and they're not that, that they're just a man and all this other type of stuff, right? So I feel like I just got to remind people of what men actually do. And I'm going to use Russell, who is a married man that took on the responsibility of both marrying Sierra. I think they also have kids together, along with the fact of him deciding that, yeah, I'm going to marry this woman and also be a stepfather and do everything that I need to sit up there and do to take care of my family, right? Because that's how he's looking directly at his relationship and his marriage directly with his wife. So the article stating, this is back from 2019, right? The article stated that Sierra is launching her own company and music label. The singer announced her plans to start Beauty Marks Entertainment, BME, at the 2019 Makers Women's Conference on February 8th. According to Sierra's post on IG, BME is where music intersects with film, fashion, technology, and philanthropy. In other words, the company will function as both an indie record label as well as provide an outlet for Sierra to live out her other passions in the realm of fashion, tech, and philanthropy work. To kickstart a new project, her husband, Russell Wilson, reportedly gifted Sierra her original masters from her past and present record labels. The singer also confirmed that she owns the rights to her own music catalog during the Makers Conference. Quote, the idea of ownership is really important to me, and that's what this phase is about. It's truly about let's really build things to where it can last for a really long time, and I can really reap the full benefits of my labor. She also stated, I've been in the system and the way that it deals are typically structured for us artists. We don't really get to reap the full financial benefits of our labor. I love what I do. I wake up every day excited to do what I do, even during the toughest times. But at the same time, it's like, let's make economic sense of all of it. Of all of her goals for the label, Sierra also stated that she hopes to eventually sign artists one day. Quote, my ultimate goal is to perfect my journey first, and then at some point in time down the line, it will be really fun to actually have other artists come along. And the idea would be to empower them. The idea of ownership. Let me just repeat that one more time. The idea of ownership is really important to me. And that's what this phase is about. So you literally have Sierra, right? Who is married to Russell Wilson, the same guy that people in the black community want to sit up there and call a cornball. He's corny. He's not a man. He's lame. He's a simp. All this other type of stuff, right? But this man literally took it upon himself to free his woman from the binds of the recording contracts of the recording labels by gifting this woman her masters with his own money. But yet, y'all want to sit up there and clown this man? He loves his woman so much that he took the money that he has and gave her freedom. All the times, I sit up there, I go online a lot, and I look at a lot of the banter back and forth. And Russell Wilson's name is the main person that gets thrown around. And you know, the funny part is, I've never heard of a story where Russell Wilson has knocked the hell out of Sierra. I've never heard of a story where Russell Wilson has backhanded Sierra. I've never heard of a story where Russell Wilson has called Sierra out of her name or sat up there and tried to muddy her name on social media in a multitude of ways or in a rap song or whatever it is. But due to the fact that Russell Wilson actually treats Sierra, who is a black woman, with love, respect, dignity, and value, people in the black community disrespect and look down on Russell Wilson and men like Russell Wilson. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? That's the funniest thing. The black community is the main one always talking about, yo, we need more black love. We need more representation out here. We need more positivity. Russell Wilson is actually giving that. He's a man that's not only there for his own kids, but he's also there for the kids that Sierra had with somebody else. And even with all of that going on, it was like, all right, I love you enough. I consider them my family. I'm going to take care of them, and I'm going to take care of you too, the best way that I basically know how. So they said I do. And because he did all of this, he's a clown. He's a simp. He's not a man. And I'm like, you know what? For a lot of the black men out there that want to clown Russell Wilson, I get when you sit up there and say that Russell Wilson don't represent you. You're right. Because Russell Wilson is actually able to help build something. He can actually bring a dream to life. And he did that by way of his own money. He with the body that he conditioned over the years in order to play football, and the money that he amassed by the sacrifice that he had to put on that field, he used all of that in order to free a black woman out of the contractual bindings of the music industry. And what did Sierra sit up there and say? She was like, this is basically, a gift. And because I got this gift from my husband, I want to give the same gift to other artists. So not only did Russell Wilson basically free her from that same contract, which we would like to consider slavery, Sierra started her own company, and she wants to give that exact same thing to other black artists. Really? So a man that freed his wife, in turn, also helped to empower her, not only her, but also her dream. And then her own dream is to basically empower and free other artists so that they're not ensnared, so that they're not trapped, so that they don't feel like there is no hope, so that they don't feel like all they're doing is working for somebody else who's going to make billions off of them while they get chump change. And you got tons of black people in the black community that want to shit on Russell Wilson. That's crazy. That's 1,000% crazy. Again, a black man that actually loves and cares about a black woman. A black man that's actually a father. A black man that is a provider. That is a protector. That is a builder. That enables hopes and dreams. A black man that is actually somebody positive to, in a sense, look at because he's upstanding, right? He's not knocking out black women. He's not taking lives. He's not doing nothing to endanger Sierra's life. But he gets shitted on? And it's like, the funniest thing is I always sit up there and hear the black men out here that talk bad about Russell Wilson that'll sit up there and say like, yo, I'm not a, don't compare me to Russell Wilson, da-da-da. We not cut from the same cloth and all this, and all this other type of stuff. So it's like, so do we compare you to like the women beaters out here? Do we who specifically do you want to be compared to? Because there's a lot of negative black men out here. If people really want to sit up there and do a comparison. So Christian said not Russell Simpson. And like I said, the funny part is, again, I can put the information directly out there. I can list the things that a man will sit up there and do, and people will still want to sit up there and consider this not a man, this not a guy. Because the funny part is, a lot of the dudes out here that hate Russell, they would rather their sisters or maybe their mothers, if they're not married or whatever, any woman that's in their family, they would rather them be with a Russell versus somebody that could potentially endanger their life, take their life, that is known to beat women, that's known to endanger, that's known to be belligerent and wanting to strike and lash out. Funny how that works. Funny how that works. Then Sean also said his wife disrespects him continually. Now, the thing I'll sit up there and state is this, like I stated in the previous live stream that I did. You have a lot of people out here that have very different relationships. Russell went into this relationship knowing the fact that Sierra, who is an artist, dressed provocatively. Right? At no point in time did I ever hear of a story talking about, oh yeah, Russell is trying to change Sierra's appearance. Russell is trying to, get Sierra to act like a church girl. Nah. Half of the time when you see Sierra dressed certain types of ways, he's right there in the picture. You don't see him saying nothing online. You don't see him trying to clown. You don't see him doing nothing. So again, this is a man that went into a situation understanding the dynamics and is fully accepting of the dynamics. So I'm not going to sit up there and say that Sierra is disrespecting Russell when Russell already knew what it was. He already knew what he was getting when he was with Sierra. Again, at no point in time online for any story, any headline that I can at least account for, have I ever heard of Russell Wilson sitting up there complaining about Sierra. So what are we talking about? So you said, you're right, but Russell, come on, man. Sierra's a 3-0. Again, I'm going to sit up there and put it like this. I'm just going to sit up there and put it like this. Let me just reiterate, right? I don't know anything about their marriage. If you're telling me that automatically that Sierra is a swinger, their personal life because you've been there, you've been to like some swingers parties or different things of that nature. Again, that's a dynamic that is for that marriage. That is what those people just so happen to like to do. Just like you got normal husbands and wives that do a variety of things. Again, I'm just stating. I'm not saying that this is their life. I'm just giving an example. Shout out to Sasuke for subscribing. The one thing that I do know is that Sierra is married. She was with some guys before she was married. Yes, that's cool. Just like your wife or your girlfriend was with men before you were married or before you were engaged directly with her. Just like your mom was with, more than likely, other men or guys before she met your father. Just like your grandmother was the exact same way. Are we going to sit up there and run up because we don't have photographic evidence of all of the men that they were with? Are we automatically going to categorize them as 304s? No, we're not. We ain't going to do that. See how that works? When it hits close to home, nobody wants to use that same logic. But when it's somebody else that you have no attachment to, that you're not related to, it's easy to sit up there and say that they're 304 and all these other types. It's easy to sit up there and do that. But no, the only thing that I'm sitting up there stating is this. Sierra has been married for a very long time. I haven't heard of Sierra at this point in time being with other men while she is married. To my knowledge, Sierra has solely been with Russell Wilson this whole time. So irregardless of the men that she was with prior to Russell Wilson, what has she been doing during that marriage? She's been with and seen with Russell Wilson. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That is all I'm saying. I'm trying to figure out what's the real problem that you got with Russell Wilson though. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Because it's like, for me, the way that I look at it, Till said these fellas know they would rather have Russell as a husband to their sisters than Future. Hell, most of them are probably Futures themselves with baby mamas everywhere. And that's what I'm sitting up there saying. I'm like, you got all of these dudes out, and again, and this is coming from a black man, right? I've stated myself that we need more positive imagery, right, of black men doing positive things. It needs to be shown that yes, black men love black women. It needs to be shown that yes, black men are fathers, right? Irregardless of the narrative that wants to be put out there, it needs to be shown that black men are positive individuals, that black men are builders and everything like that. Why? Because this will be a great reflection so that young black men can sit up there and see something vastly different versus all of this other negative nonsense out here that has been stated about black men. So what? We just want a perpetual circle of black men doing negative things and being shown to be doing negative things and all of these stories. And then for the younger black men and boys out here to just only feed into and go to those stories? That's crazy. That's crazy. And it's the same thing I said up there and said before. It's like you got images of black people out here that are being placed out here, and black people, in a sense, are pretty much fine with those images. But then when you put a positive image of somebody black out there or of black unity or black love, black people magically want to critique it and they want to sit up there and condemn it. They want to go against everything that's positive, still complain about the negative, but yet still uplift it. That literally makes no sense. That 100% makes no sense. Again, as a man, whatever your disagreements with Russell is, that's whatever. At the end of the day, you would rather have Russell there than some dude that's been sitting there for 30 years in prison, that been sitting up there committing 3 different murders, and that's known to sit up there and put his hands on women. You would rather have Russell in your family than that dude I just listed. If you don't, you stupid. Like I said, like, yo, black people, y'all got to get it together, man. Y'all really got to sit up there and get it together. Y'all really got to sit up there and get it together. And again, like I stated from the story before, that black man freed the black woman that he's with from a contract. Anybody remember the story of TLC and how they was getting paid half a cent? Even though they were doing all of these tours, they were selling. They were, at the point in time, and maybe still to this day, one of the main, most popular female groups out there. Look at the TLC story. Look at what happened to them. And look at still where they at this moment in time. Do they got their masters? Nah. What did Prince sit up there and tell people? The most important thing that you can own is yourself. The most important thing that you can own is what you create, which is your masters. He gave that to her. And this is not a knock towards Sierra. She, in a sense, couldn't do it for herself. Her husband did it for her. Ain't that what men are supposed to do? Men are supposed to stand up, right? Men are supposed to protect the woman that they love, right? Men are supposed to sit up there and be there for that woman. Help her progress. Right? That's what he did. But you still got people that want to sit up there and you want to sit up there and still shit on like Russell Wilson. That's crazy. Because regardless, let's put it like this. Yup, Russell Wilson is a simp. Yup, he's lame. Yup, he's a cornball. Yup, but he freed his wife though. His wife is able to make money off of everything that she created. Nobody white is able to make money off of that no more. How many black people can sit up there and say that right now? I'll wait. Anybody who considers Russell Wilson a simp, how many of y'all can sit up there and say that you freed your wife so that she can make money off of herself so that white people can't no longer do it? I'll wait. I'll wait. And I'll be waiting for the third coming of Christ just to sit up there and see somebody raise it. Yeah, right, sure you did. He did something out here that a lot of black men couldn't even sit up there and venture to do or even dream of. But yet he gets condemned. But yet he gets looked down upon. But yet people in the black community shit directly on this man. That's crazy. That's 1,000% crazy. Everything positive that this dude is doing, the black community will make sure to sit up there and shit on it. They will not sit up there and highlight it. They won't sit up there and say like, yeah, that's a good brother right there. He's doing all the right things. That's a real positive brother. I would love to sit up there and have him in my family. No, motherfuckers ain't saying that. They'll say everything else about Russell Wilson and men just like him, but trying to uplift them. But the main thing that y'all will sit up there and do, y'all will sit up there and uplift, quote unquote, the hardest dudes out here. Everybody that's in gangs. Everybody that's in prison and that you know that committed the crimes that landed them to actually in prison. Free such and such. They ain't do nothing. That's the realest one out here. That's my big homie. You'll make sure to idolize all the negative that gets perpetuated. You'll highlight all of that negative and turn it into a positive. But then when you actually got some legitimate positive men out here, silence. That's crazy. This is the most backwards thing. The most backwards thing. This is how I know that the black community is not in an instance where a fix could actually mend a lot of things. It's crazy. Like I said, at a lot of times it gets to the point where you just happen to realize that a lot of black people hate themselves. No matter how much you got black people out here that want to sit up there and say that they love themselves in the black community, just happen to look at how black people sit up there and speak on black marriages. And it's like when you speak on realistically a black man doing something in his marriage, are you saying that from the aspect that you know because you are there and you're doing the same things, if not more? Or are you saying that from a place of that you're single, you can barely hold down and keep a woman in a relationship, and that you're afraid to commit? That'd be my question. Because again, Russell did something that a lot of men out here are technically afraid to actually sit up there and do. And again, I've covered some of the reasons so I can, in a sense, understand. But again, at the end of the day, the experiences that I cover, I know those are experiences specifically of those men. That doesn't automatically specifically mean that 10 times out of 10, if I decide to sit up there and take the leap, then I'm going to end up in the exact same circumstances. That's realistically a ridiculous mindset. And that'll lead to a lot of failure. Because then I'm allowing somebody else's life and their experience to basically dictate what it is that my life is going to be destined. I'm allowing their experience to dictate the road that I'm going to sit up there and walk on without even having the experience for myself. So again, you got a lot of people that want to talk from also a place of fear. And I've covered this before when dealing with the black community as well. You got a lot of black people out here that'll sit up there and say like, yeah, don't date black people, don't date black people, go everywhere else. Date everybody else, but don't date black people. And that comes from a place of hurt and fear. Because again, you're looking at other people's experiences and you're adding them to your own, not actually having your own experiences. Or, or to the extent that you just may have had your own experiences dealing with black people, you're allowing those experiences to, in a sense, dictate and control what your future is going to be. Basically, allowing past people who are no longer in your life to still have power over you, more power than you got over yourself. So then you want to spread that fear and that control that other people still have over you due to the past. You want to sit up there and pass that on to other people because you don't want to be alone in this. Because the main thing about individuals out here who go through and suffer so much, they don't want to be the only ones. They don't want to be alone in the suffering. They want other people to suffer and to know they're suffering. Like I said, a lot of people are out here are grown, but they're not fully adults because they haven't really done the necessary work. They haven't come to a real understanding and realization of reality. And that's crazy. And that's what I see in the black community. That lack of realization, that lack of understanding reality, all of that hurt and all of that fear, and just casting that net onto a whole nother group that don't even have those experiences, but you're trying to give those experiences to other people because you don't want to be alone. You don't want to be by yourself, but you need to be in order to heal. So again, shout out, to those out there who want to shit on Russell Wilson and what he has done for his family and how it is that he is representing himself as a man and being a positive man, never, to my knowledge, laying hands on Sierra, never giving her a black eye, never threatening her, never calling her out of her name, never pushing her down a flight of stairs, never putting her life in danger. Like I said, shout out to Russell Wilson and guys like him. Because guys like this are actually needed to put out a positive message and a positive image of what can actually be done when a man who is actually worth his salt does what it is that a man should do. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Yo, Ty, what is up? What is up? What is up? What is going on? Mr. Rant, what is going on? What is going on? We got Lions in the building. What is going on? What is happening in the street? We got Jacob. Every now and again, I might say Jacob directly in the building. What is going on? What is going on? Hold on. I'm going to just say, I'm just going to call you Chaka because I don't want to, I want to mess up the name. What's up? Good morning. Wait, is it morning right now? Good afternoon, my bad. So just in case I was saying good morning to people, good afternoon. Sometimes, time zones be a little bit trippy for me. Shout out to Kevin S. What is up, brother? What is going on? What is going on? What is going on? Who else we got up in here? We got Mr. Jordan in the building. What is happening? What is happening? What is happening? What is going on? But yeah, that's all I wanted to do. That's the main thing that I just wanted to sit up there and do because, like I told y'all before, I'll try to do some live streams that will, either inform people or stuff that's really bothering me or whatnot or whatever. And this was just one of those things that's technically bothered me for quite some years because every single time people want to do a comparison in between how strong they are, they put Russell Wilson as a comparison. Oh, I'm stronger. I'm more manly. I'm more masculine. I'm this. I'm that to Russell Wilson. But again, I'm just going to reiterate to all of the guys that want to sit up there and shit on Russell Wilson. Are you taking care of your family? Are you taking care of your kids? Are you in your kid's life? Are you married to the kid's mother? Are you doing the whole co-parenting where you guys can actually parent the child together while being in separate relationships and while having a an okay relationship together, even though that y'all not together. Like I said, there's a lot of things that people like to say, but when you sit up there and look at the stuff that they're doing, it's like you don't got no business talking. You don't got no business talking because you don't even got a good enough track record to even compare to what it is that this man is sitting up here doing. Like I said, it's great. You've been sitting up there like lifting weights for like 25 years of your life. You're strong and all this. That's great. That's cool. Hopefully with that strength, it has, helped you become a physical trainer where you can train other people and make money and start your own business instead of the government making money directly off of your name by putting it in all caps as a straw man. Hopefully, you're smart enough to sit up there and do that while you're talking about strength and how masculine you are, right? And how it is that in comparison, Russell is weak to you and all these other types of things. You know, just saying. We got to put stuff in perspective so that people actually understand. But that was about it for me. Doing a rant for about a good 31 minutes. Like I said, I was going to try to keep it short, cut it short. So that was it for me. I'm going to let you guys have the rest of your afternoon. Thank you guys for tuning in and showing up directly to the live stream. Shout out to the 25 on the old channel. Shout out to the 12 on the second coming. And I'll see you guys a little bit later. And again, if you want to support the channel, you can do that directly by way of the links that you see flashing, throughout the video, or by hitting the links directly underneath the video and or the live stream if you would like. Peace, love, and stay tuned for the next live stream or video. Wait. Uh you said you heard enough. There are areas where Russell is outstanding, and no one can take that away from him. However, when you point out things that are deemed unacceptable as a man, people always defend blindly. So I'm not sure if you might be a Johnny come lately, but what exactly are you specifically talking about? Because the only thing that y'all realistically have to list, because we already had Sean do that by basically stating that Russell is the one. No. Sean basically stated that Sierra disrespects Russell and all this other type of stuff, and I'm immediately going to the effect of that he's talking about the way that Sierra dresses in public, and I'm going to also state that Sierra is an entertainer. This is something that Sierra has been doing for the longest time possible, on top of the way that she dances and everything like that. And again, as I stated before, Russell selected to be with Sierra. Sierra didn't ask Russell to marry her. He asked Sierra to marry him, which means that Russell chose Sierra, which means that Russell has full knowledge, wealth, and understanding of what it is that he was getting into and accepting when it is that he got down on one knee and asked Sierra to basically be his wife. So I'm a little bit. I'm trying to figure out the unacceptable part because again, the only thing that people have to list is, oh well, look at the fact of how Sierra dresses. Look at how she carries herself. Look at what she does on IG and everything like that. And again, what is Sierra's career had? What was that career again? What was that career? What specifically has Sierra been doing since like the 2000s? So I'm trying to figure out where the last part when you stated when you point out things that are deemed unacceptable as a man, people always defend blindly. I'm trying to figure out specifically what are you trying to get at right there. Like I said, I keep this live stream going for just a small bit, just so I can see what the resistance is going to state, unless they left. Because again, like some of the stuff, like I said, I don't get it. Like I said, I really don't get it. If you are not a Russell Wilson, that's cool. That's great. I'm pretty sure the whole world, the community, and the women around you completely know that you are not a Russell Wilson type. But to go as far as to get on social media and you want to start, trying to talk negatively about the man and trying to shit on him consistently, to me, that's a bit odd. That's a bit odd. Like this dude is actually holding like a family together. Some of y'all parents ain't never sat up there and been able to hold a family together this long. Some of y'all parents ain't even never been married, but it's like y'all feel free to want to sit up there and like really, really, really shit on this dude. And that's crazy. I know it don't take that long to sit up there and type. I know it don't. I know it doesn't take that long to sit up there and actually type a response. That's insane. I'm going to try to give a little. Where we at? We sitting at 36 minutes. I'll probably maybe give it up until maybe close to 40 because maybe they got an older cell phone. Maybe they lost connection. Maybe they can't properly hear. I don't know if people might be messing around with like some Nokias or something. Like I said, I don't know what's going on. I just know that people can seemingly drop what seems to be like a paragraph and then they just like dip, and I'm like, that's crazy. I'm like, you technically trying to have a conversation, but yeah, you just drop in and dip. That's crazy. Hopefully, now I can't really check. Hopefully, none of y'all like actually block this dude. I can only look on one channel technically because I'm signed in on one. So let me just check real quick. Let me just make sure. See if I can. Let me see. Mr. Rent, Mr. Rent blocked Sean. I was like, that's why the conversation didn't continue. There, I'm like, well, you know, I try to save people. I really try to sit up there and save people out here. CEO, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Said good for them. Wealth and legacy. Yeah, and and that's the main point. You got a legacy that's being built, and it's allowed to take place due to the fact of the man that is there. Like if we've already heard how tough it is for a lot of artists out here just by themselves to try to get the rights to their work. Right? It's very hard work. A lot of the companies they want to, try to put you through hell. They want to try to put you through the ringer. They want to go through all of these loops and all of this other type of somehow, some way. Russell did it. I don't know how he did it, but he sat up there and did it. Right? Oh, you say you got tired of Sean talking? I mean, he's been here on the platform for a minute. You know, he been here for a minute. Like I said, I don't mind. I don't mind sitting up there talking to people. I have no problem. I don't have no problem. Like I said, it's good for everybody else. Like I said, when people can see the conversations and whatnot, it'll be entertaining for y'all. You know, you don't have to worry about falling asleep during the live stream. You know, let me go, yo. What is up? 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 What is going on? What is going on? So I'm guessing La Resistance came directly from the secondary. Yeah, he came from the first channel, and the first channel still got about. Let me see. I'm looking at the second one. The first channel got about 25 people there. It really ain't budge. So I'm like, you should be still typing. Should be writing something. something should be taking place, should be happening, but ain't nothing happening. I'm like, that's a little bit weird. All right, so we already stretched it to about 40. Tried to uh, give the person enough time to actually give a response back. Pretty much just wrote something and dipped, which is a bit crazy to me. But I guess people don't like having conversations, or maybe one of the moderators might have blocked them. I don't know because I can't check the see the other channel. But again, all I'm saying is this: if people want positive images of black men out here, allow those positive images to flourish. There's no need to sit up there and try to knock down the image, trying to scrutinize the guy. Again, if the dude ain't sitting up there doing nothing to the woman, if he ain't sitting up there beating on the woman, he's not threatening her life, he's not calling her out her name, he's not doing anything where she would feel like she would be devalued or disrespected. Yo, leave this alone. Leave it alone. Like I said, it's cool. You the type of guy, you're not a Russell type, no problem. That's cool. But you don't got to sit up there and bring this brother down for what he's doing in order to big yourself up. If you're really that type of guy, then you're that type of guy. No comparisons need to be made. But if you got to compare, you must obviously might not be that type of guy. Just saying. That's all I'm saying. That's like a great father trying to compare himself to like other fathers out here. You said that you're great and you know that you're great. There's no reason to try to talk down about or shit on like other fathers directly out here in order to basically put yourself in a higher and brighter spotlight than what you're already in. Makes no sense. You know. That boy K, what is up? What is up? Said, why are folks hating on him? That's what people do. If I'm telling you, if you look at a lot of podcasts, if you look at a lot of posts, tweets, a lot of videos that people have thrown up, you've had a lot of people that have sat up there and horribly shitted directly on Russell. Now again, there's a difference between critiquing and just downright shitting on somebody. So I ain't talking about critiques. I'm talking about people just downright shitting on him in everything of who he is as a man and everything that he's been doing since he's been with Sierra. So, like I said, for me, the reason I did this was to, in a sense, try to re-educate people and to let him know and to let people know that, yo, you talking all of this shit about this man, but this is what he did for his wife. So in comparison, what have you done for your woman? Have you freed her from a type of form of those slavery type contracts? Nope. Have you made sure that she's able to sit up there and make money off of herself and white men can no longer make money off of her? Nope. you know, are you actually, loving and appreciating and pushing, your woman, directly into her dreams and making sure that actually comes true? You're working as a unit, in order to, make things happen. Chances are you're not. So, like I said, that's the main reason I did the video, brother. But it is what it is. When it comes to the black community, this is, a main constant, that is out there, which is sad. But like I said, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And I'm gonna let this be that. So shout out to the 27 on the old platform. Shout out to the 12 on the newer platform. And I will see you guys on the next live stream.